Hello everyone, welcome to Testbook Supercoaching for regulatory bodies and very good morning to you all of you. Guys, due to some technical reasons, I was not able to connect live with you people. So this session is a recorded session so that you should get all the information regarding current affairs and important news. Like always, we are going to cover some news through MCQs and some news directly from the newspaper articles. So I will start with the session, but before going to start today's discussion, most important news, the scholarship test for the RBI Grade B aspirants will be on the 12th of Jan, like we have discussed earlier, and this test will be live from 8 a.m. So session or this particular test will be live from the 8 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. You can give the test whenever you want between this time frame. So in this particular or through this particular scholarship test, you can get a scholarship up to 90% on the RBI Grade B Super Coaching. So don't forget to avail this offer. So if you're already registered, please share with your friends who are interested for the RBI Grade B coaching. And if you are yet to register, the link is in the description of this session. So please go through that. Okay. So let's start with the session. First of all, we are going to talk about the important MCQs. But you are yet to subscribe our channel. Please do subscribe the channel. And another thing, we have a free master classes on our platform, on our Testbook Super Coaching platform app, as well as our web portal. So these master classes, this is the timetable of the master classes. Manish sir is going to conduct two master classes, one on Monday, another on Friday. 6 p.m. will be the time frame. So you can see PIB based MCQs, the important government schemes. Then Prakash sir going to conduct the ESI from Monday to Friday, 6:30 p.m. Then Mahesh sir management Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. Then finance Madhav sir Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. and Gaurav sir reasoning Wednesday and Thursdays on 12 p.m. So these are our faculties. They are going to conduct the master classes. So don't forget to join our faculties for the master classes. So I'll move forward and we'll start with the session. The first thing first, we'll talk about the MCQs. HSBC Final India Service Purchasing Managers Index increased from 58.4 in November to how much in December? Purchasing Managers Index. Every time we talked about that, every time we discuss about the Purchasing Managers Index. So now the new numbers or the new data is here regarding the Purchasing Managers Index, especially focusing on our service sector. So according to Purchasing Managers Index, the data for the month of December is little bit encouraging. So from the 58.4 in November, now the new data is 59.3. So that will be the question for the exam point of view. We already discussed about PMI so many times that PMI consists of two things. One is called as the service sector, another is called as a manufacturing sector. So finally we have the data for the service sector, जो आपके हमारे एग्जाम्स के लिए काफी इंपॉर्टेंट बन जाएगा. Okay, so I'll move forward. We'll go to the next question. Yes, RBI become the second biggest central bank gold buyer globally till 2024. So by which month? We have the data recently. So Poland's central bank is the biggest purchaser of the gold reserves, and after that RBI is at the second place. The question is, this data is recently presented considering which of the following month? So till the month of November, India is the second biggest buyer of the gold. We'll talk about the topmost buyer. Like I have mentioned, National Bank of Poland. The Central Bank of Poland is at the top. So RBI brought near about 73 tons between the January till November, and that is the data recently presented. If we'll talk about the National Bank of Poland increased its gold reserve by 21 tons. So they have increased their gold reserve by 21 tons, whereas the RBI 73 tons brought between the January to November. So RBI's total holding is 876. So when it comes to the other banks, like for example, People Bank of China is also having a very good numbers. Even the Bank of Kazakhstan is also the first time in 2024 they are getting the good numbers. So but anyways, the questions are usually asked about the topmost buyers and India's scenario. That is a concept here. We are using the gold usually for the foreign exchange reserves as well as to maintain the reserve with respect to our currency. For that purposes, we usually maintain the gold reserves. We'll go to the next question. Exim Bank of India has raised how much billion through 10-year USD denominated bond? So Exim Bank, Export Import Bank of India, we talked about this news, we discussed about this news that Exim Bank recently announced that they are going to raise certain amount of money through the commercial external borrowings, and they decided to raise the money near about $1 billion for the 10-year or through the 10-year bonds, and that is their major target. Exim Bank's rating, if we talk about the rating, because every financial institution is having some rating through which they are going to attract the foreign investments. So Exim Bank rated triple B minus, that is stable, by the Fitch, triple B positive by the S&P, and the Baa3 by the Moody's. So the ratings are bit okay for us for the Exim Bank, because one is a stable, Fitch is saying, then positive by the S&P, and again stable by the Moody's. These are the three biggest authorities जिनके ratings usually follow किए जाते हैं, and they are giving a very good ratings. Kind of a stable rating is a very good thing. Another S&P is talking about the positive rating, so it's a good thing. Exim Bank's headquarters is in Mumbai. Harsha Bangari ma'am is the head right now. In 1982, we created this AIFI, All India Financial Institution, which is going to raise $1 billion right now. Abu Dhabi Investment Authority has invested how much crore in GMR Group? GMR Group is very famous, especially airport or the aviation sector. They are doing a very good job. Delhi International Airport is under the authority of GMR. They're handling that airport operations, as well as they're having kind of other aviation based companies. So they decided to raise a certain amount of money and getting investment from the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. 6,300 crore investment they are getting right now. So it's a big news. GMR basically operates New Delhi, Hyderabad, as well as Goa airports. They also operates 2 airports in Philippines as well as in Indonesia. So they are kind of a very big or huge name when it comes to the airport management, and also having some other air or the aviation sector based companies. So it's also good and important scenario for the exam. How many judicial technical members have been appointed to the NCLT's principal bench in New Delhi? National Companies Law Tribunal was created in 2016 after the Insolvency Bankruptcy Code. NCLT is the quasi-judicial authority, is a tribunal to solve the problems related to the Companies Act, solve the problem related to the Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, or any kind of conflict between the companies or the management of the companies, or related to the any kind of financial issues with the companies. So NCLT consists of some judicial members, some technical members. So recently, Corporate Affairs Ministry announced that 24 members now become the part of this NCLT. Out of this 24, 11 are the judicial members and 13 are the technical members. These members are going to be the part of this institution for 5 years or till the age of 65. That is also mentioned by the Government of India. Corporate Affairs Ministry under the leadership of Nirmala Sitharaman announced this recently, again important for the exam. We'll go to the next question. RBI has mandated that credit bureau records must be updated by all lenders every, I guess answer is already there. Every 15 days this record should be updated. Now these credit information companies like CRISIL or any other company, they are basically sharing the information, the credit information of the borrowers to the different lenders. So for example, I want to take the loan, then they will share the information to the lender so that they can get the proper credit rating. This information earlier was usually updated in 30 days, once in 30 days or once in 40 days. Now RBI decided that this information should be updated frequently or regularly, so that there should not be any kind of loopholes or any kind of lack of transparency. And now 15 days mandate is given by the Reserve Bank of India recently. As per the Ministry of Statistics, the GDP growth has been estimated at how much percent for the financial year 24-25. So for the current financial year, how much estimate given by the Ministry of Statistics Program Implementations NSO? It's again a very important factor. 6.4% is mentioned by the Ministry of Statistics recently. 6.6% was earlier mentioned by the RBI. 6.3% is the expectations of the SBI. 6.5% is the expectation of the Finance Ministry. Now the Ministry of Statistics is saying 6.4% will be the expectation for this financial year. So it's again a very important for us. A 3 billion investment in India announced by which of the following? So recently, the head of this multinational company was in India. He met Indian Prime Minister. He also discussed many important things with the different Indian authorities, especially regarding the India AI Forum. And they decided to invest $3 billion in India's AI business as well as the cloud computing. The name of the company is Microsoft. So Microsoft's head Satya Nadella was in India, and he announced that he is going to invest $3 billion in next 2 years for India's AI development as well as India's cloud computing business. So that is a very important factor. Okay, now we'll start with the discussion of the current affairs news. Again, very good morning to all, and this session is in recorded manner because of some technical issue. We were not able to go live. So yes, the first news is very important. One-time custom amnesty scheme likely in the budget. Customs. We'll talk about the custom department. Custom department comes under the CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. उनके अंडर ये आता है. Suppose, for example, some importer or some exporter not able to pay the taxes or not able to follow the compliances given by the custom department, they are going to get the one time offer by the CBIC कि आपका जो भी टैक्स बचा है, जो भी आपके compliances बचे हैं, वो सारे कंप्लीट कर दीजिए. So there won't be any kind of fine, there won't be any kind of penalty, there won't be any kind of legal action. Basically, what is the meaning of amnesty? Amnesty means the government is going to give you some time to undo your wrongdoings. जो भी आपकी wrongdoings थी, जो भी आपके problems थे, जो भी आपके issues थे, उन सबको undo कर दीजिए, उन सबको solve कर दीजिए. If you are not able to solve those wrongdoings in a stipulated period of time which is given by the government of India under amnesty scheme, then government will take the legal action, then government will impose the penalty or the fine, whatever they want to implement. We implement this amnesty scheme for the income tax also. In 2016, we started with this amnesty scheme first time for the income tax, especially for the black money. That time it was called as a Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. Very sorry. So it was in 2016, the amnesty for income tax. Then there was another amnesty which we have introduced in 2024, GST amnesty. So that time again, those who are not able to follow the rules or able to fulfill the compliance or pay the taxes in a stipulated period of time, we gave them extra time frame so that there should not be any kind of penalties on them. So again, the same thing will be implemented, especially for the custom department. So we have one concept called as the Vivad se Vishwas. So under this Vivad se Vishwas, this time or this year or in this budget might be some concession will be given to the custom department so that there should be a smoothness or the easy business for the customs or for the trade, and that is one of the expectation from the budget mentioned over here. Why we are discussing this news? Because this is yet to be implemented. We are discussing this because of this concept called as the amnesty scheme. So we should know about that. That is the main purpose behind this discussion. Now the next news. Recovery agents in demands as banks unsecured loans stress rises. Now if we'll talk about the unsecured loan, you can see the unsecured loan, especially like credit card loans or the personal loans or these education loans, they are the unsecured loans. Stress on the unsecured loan is increasing. That means many number of unsecured loans are not coming back properly. There are some discrepancies while collecting while recovering these unsecured loans, and that's why the banks are now approaching the recovery agents, the third party. Basically, the thing is that total outsourced staff, if we talk about the total outsourced staff in July, 77,000, in December 82,000, collection agents 6,000 when it comes to July and 8,800 when it comes to December. So these collection agents are basically the third parties. They are helping banks to collect, to recover their dues. So बैंक में कई बार staff कम होता है, and for that purpose they need to take the help from the outsourced authorities, outsourced staff, especially for the recovering purposes. So that is the example over here. That's this. Now another thing is that we can transfer these loans to the ARCs also. But when the loans are unsecured, many of the times ARCs are not ready to take such kind of loans because they are unsecured loans. There are no guarantee, there are no security against these loans. So NPAs will be very dangerous, and that time ARCs many of the times being cautious, not signing any kind of agreement, not taking such kind of loans many of the times. And that's why banks need to hire some special recovery agents so that they can help banks to get their money back, at least some part of the money back. That is the case over here. Now, stress loans. Stress loans can be anything. Even special mention account can be a stress loans, or NPS will also, of course, will be the stress loan. So that is the point mentioned over here. Now, again, recently, the Public Sector Banks Officers Association asked Government of India to hire more employees. Because of lack of employees, this kind of outsourcing is very important, and it creates actually a burden on the existing officers also, because they need to take care of these hired authorities. They need to check their job. Sometimes the higher authorities are not doing the good job, so the bank employees or the bank officers, they need to take care of such kind of things. So yes, there is a huge burden. That's why the Banks Officers Association, they recently asked the Government of India to start the more and more hiring, especially in such kind of departments. As well as they demanded a 5-day working week. Okay, Saturday, Sunday they need off. This demand is from ages, and Government of India is not ready to fulfill this demand. That's why the Officers Association, the Bank Officers Association, they are saying that in the end of this month of Feb, there might be a bank strike. Bank is planning to go on strike, especially officers are planning like that. Let's see what will happen in the future, but right now this is the important news for us. EPFO set to introduce self-attestation facility. Now, self-attestation facility is really very important. EPFO, Employees Provident Fund Organization, okay, was established in 1952 under the Labor and Employment Ministry. Everyone knows what EPFO do. EPFO is basically handling the social security for the employees as well as for the employer. PF, we have the PF concept, Provident Fund concept. So this PF is handled by the EPFO authorities. Now they are now allowing the self-attestation. Now usually what happens, suppose for example मैं एक employee हूँ किसी company में और मेरा PF account बनता है. So many of the times I need the KYC fulfillment from my employer. I need some documentation from my employer. I need some kind of signed documents from the employer, and it takes time. Many of the times it takes time because कई बार HR से साइन होके नहीं आता है, ऑफिसर से साइन होके नहीं आता है, आपके सुपीरियर से साइन होके नहीं आता है, so टाइम काफी लगता है. इसीलिए to make the process easy, recently EPFO announced that self-attestation facility will be there. So there won't be any requirement from the employer. You can directly attach your own documents, so self-attestation will be allowed. So for the KYC purposes, and that is the case. Because what happens, you have the UAN number. UAN number is called as the Universal Account Number, okay, which is already provided. सो अगर आप किसी और कंपनी में शिफ्ट होते हो, उसके लिए अगर कुछ केवाईसी करनी होगी तो जस्ट आप अपना ज्वाइनिंग लेटर या जो भी आपको एचआर का लेटर मिलेगा आप डाल दीजिए, सेल्फ अटेस्टेशन हो जाएगा, किसी और की एक्स्ट्रा साइन आपको लेने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. सो द फैसिलिटी टू प्रोवाइड रिलीफ टू द नियरली 80 मिलियन एक्टिव मेंबर्स. सो थिंग्स विल बी वेरी इजी. फटाफट चीजें हो जाएगी, ज्यादा दिक्कत नहीं जाएगी. इट विल हेल्प मेंबर्स टू कंप्लीट द प्रोसेस विद ईज एज देयर विल बी लेस पेपर वर्क, less rejection of claims, IT infra transformation to manage an added burden to the new subscriber. Currently, employer has to approve the details of its employees for the KYC process to be completed, and retirement fund body plans to introduce facility various banks also. So banking procedure के through भी इसे implement किया जाएगा. So banks are going to perform as an agent. Already some banks are performing these functions, but now very actively EPFO is going to work through this channel so that क्लेम्स फटाफट सेटल हो जाए, क्लेम्स रिजेक्शन का नंबर कम हो जाए एंड प्रोसेस थोड़ी सी फास्ट फॉरवर्ड हो. यही पर्पस यहां पे ईपीएफओ ने मेंशन किया है. नाउ दिस इज अ वेरी बिग न्यूज. तुहिन कांता पांडे नाउ बिकम द न्यू रेवेन्यू सेक्रेटरी. लाइक फ्यू डेज बैक Arunish Chawla was appointed as a new revenue secretary, but within few days, literally within few days, Finance Ministry decided to again reshuffle, and Tuhin Kanta Pandey, one of the very famous name from the Finance Ministry, now become the Revenue Secretary. Tuhin Kanta Pandey was earlier handling Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, and he was one of the most successful secretary because under his leadership, Air India or many other institutions we were successfully able to disinvest, and the target of disinvestment was also achieved quite well under his leadership. That's why now he's being transferred to the revenue as a revenue secretary. So Department of Revenue now will be handled by the Arunish Chawla. Now, Arunish Chawla is being transferred from Department of Revenue to the DIPAM department, called as a Department of Investment Public Asset Management, and Arunish Chawla is also going to handle the Public Enterprise Department. So Arunish Chawla is going to handle these two departments right now. Revenue department is a very big department, Tuhin Kanta Pandey. Manoj Goyal is handling the Department of Expenditure. Ajay Seth is the Economic Affairs Secretary, and Financial Services is in the hands of M. Nagaraju. So these are the 6 departments under Finance Ministry, and all 6 departments are really very important even for our exam point of view. They do ask question about the secretaries because they will be the major, they are going to play the major role to handle these departments. So remember that factor. New credit guarantee plan for MSMEs soon. So, Department of Financial Services, M. Nagaraju, recently announced that there will be the new policy for the MSME credit guarantee. So, almost it is final, because the Department of Financial Services, the secretary mentioned that there will be a new policy. Under the new policy, the loans up to 100 crore without security will be provided to the MSMEs. Loans up to 100 crores without security. It's a big announcement. It's not a small, it's a big announcement, and very soon cabinet is going to give the approval. So everything is fixed, everything is completed, just the approval of cabinet is required, and once the cabinet will approve this scheme, it will be implemented in India. So it's really very important. Already we have credit guarantee schemes for the MSMEs, but that amount is very less and different for different sectors. So we are planning to boost huge, or we are planning to infuse more liquidity in the market, especially for the MSMEs. So government is going to plan, government is planning for 100 crore without guarantee loan or the credit guarantee scheme for the MSME. Now, what exactly this credit guarantee is? Suppose some MSME is not able to pay the loan due to some financial constraint, due to some genuine issues, then government will pay back that amount. So guarantee will be there by the government of India. So banks or the NBFCs will be very assured regarding their loans. So the loan process will be faster. There will be a huge transparency, a big transparency, and banks will be kind of a stress-free because guarantee is taken by the government of India. So MSME sector will get the huge liquidity boost, and it will be definitely good for the coming GDP numbers. So that's why a very important factor. So 100 crore without any guarantee. This is the point mentioned. Just we are waiting for the cabinet permission. Cabinet will give permission in few days, or it will be directly announced through the budget. This can also happen. ये भी हो सकता है. In fact, budget के अंदर इसके बारे में definitely finance minister mention करने वाले हैं. तो एक जरूरी factor हमारे पास है. Now, the definition of MSME is a very important factor. Now, we have micro, small, medium enterprises. So, if some industry is having investment up to 1 crore and turnover up to 5 crore, then will be called as a micro industry. So investment up to 1 crore, turnover up to 5 crore is called as a micro. If the industry's investment is up to 10 crore and turnover is up to 50 crore, then will be called as a small industry. And if the company's investment is up to 50 crore and turnover is up to 250 crore, then will be called as a medium industry. Either it's manufacturing or service, doesn't matter. For both types of industries, we have the same definition, we have the same classification: micro, small and medium. Micro, investment 1 crore, turnover 5 crore. Then comes to small, investment 10 crore, turnover 50 crore, and then it comes to medium, investment 50 crore, turnover 250 crore. That is mentioned by the MSME ministry. Now, PhonePe to offer Mahakumbh Mela insurance. PhonePe is the first institution in India, with the help of ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company, launch first dedicated insurance for the Mahakumbh traveling. If you are traveling for the Mahakumbh in Prayagraj, so if you are traveling through bus or railway, the general insurance will be provided of with a 59 rupees प्रीमियम. 59 रुपीज के प्रीमियम के साथ आपको जनरल इंश्योरेंस मिल जाएगा आपके महाकुंभ के ट्रैवलिंग को लेके. So the first company who launched this, so of course the exam में क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं. ICICI Lombard is the partner to provide this general insurance facility, and there will be another variant of this insurance, and that will be 99 rupees travel insurance if you are traveling बाय एयर. अगर आप बाय एयर ट्रैवल कर रहे हो प्रयागराज फॉर द महाकुंभ, सो 99 रुपीज का यहाँ पे ट्रैवल इंश्योरेंस आपको मिल जाएगा. इफ फॉर महाकुंभ यू आर ट्रैवलिंग थ्रू बस और द रेलवे, 59 rupees will be the travel insurance for you. So this kind of a unique insurance only dedicated for the महाकुंभ, ओनली डेडिकेट फॉर द महाकुंभ, स्पेशल इंश्योरेंस फैसिलिटी है, इसलिए क्वेश्चन पूछने के चांसेस काफी ज्यादा है. द सेम फोन पे ऑल्सो लॉन्च the firecracker insurance during the Diwali time. Okay, they launched the same type of insurance, so which was one of the unique. PhonePe is the basically insurance intermediary with some of the other company. They are launching this facility, so as a mediator, as a intermediary. So remember that factor. Now, India's economy may grow 6.6% in 25 and 6.7% in 26. United Nations report. United Nations recently presented one most important report of theirs called as a flagship report named as World Economic Situation and Prospects 2025. So World Economic Situation and Prospect is the name of the report presented by United Nations. Sometimes examiner will give you this data and they will ask about the name of the report. The report is again Economic Situation and Prospect 2025, the most important report of the United Nations. And according to them, Indian economy for this financial year will grow by 6.6%. The same numbers were also given by the RBI. And for 26, they are saying India will grow with 6.7%. So the estimation is there. Almost all the authorities are giving numbers less than this only. Only RBI is talking about 6.6%. Even we saw Government of India 6.4%, Finance Ministry 6.5%, means NSO 6.4%, Finance Ministry 6.5%, SBI is saying 6.3%. So everyone is talking less than 6.6% right now. But for 26, we are having a huge expectations. But United Nations is saying India will grow with a 6.7%. So that is the factor which is mentioned by this particular report. Now another report and another most important report: AI may kill 200,000 jobs at the global banks. A very, very important announcement here. Very important. It will be important for the exam point of view. Now, some international authorities are saying that in coming years, due to AI, near about 2 lakh jobs will be cut, especially for the clerical section, especially for the back office section, especially for the sections where we are handling the customers. Okay, for example, back office, middle office operations, because all these things will be handled by AI in coming days. And many banks are going for the generative AI. These numbers are not only for India, these numbers are for the global banking system. So banking system are going to get a huge heat due to AI technology. So reskilling or the upskilling is very important. Very important. From the last few years, we know about that. We can take the example of Bank of Baroda. They launches generative AI relationship manager. So the job of relationship manager is now handed over to the AI. And AI can work 24/7 more efficiently. That's why many banks are going towards generative AI. And if they go to the generative AI, the back office work, the middle office work, as well as operational works will be automatically going to wiped out, as a human resource will be handed over to the generative AI. That's why 2 lakh jobs are at stake, especially in the banking sector. This is not for the MCQ point of view. This is for your answer writing, or this is for your interview purposes. So remember that or keep that in mind. Okay, that's it from my side for the day. Once again, this RBI Grade B scholarship test will be on the 10th of Jan. Will live from 8 a.m. and will be till 11:59 p.m. So please remember that. If you are yet to register, you can register from the link in the description. And please share with your friends so that maximum people can apply for this RBI Grade B scholarship test, where you are going to get 90% scholarship on RBI Grade B Super Coaching. That's all guys from my side. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.